Good afternoon, you guys. Today I'll be showing you how to make this very warm and giving winter spiced orange bundt cake. Keep watching.
If it hasn't come across as obvious to you already, I'm very passionate about plant-based nutrition. I really love plants. Wow.
Oh, 1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above you. I breathe.
That is my tofu
Friday
scramble.
morning.
Stars shining bright above. Sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer. Breathe seem to. I breathe seem to whisper.
This garlic, your seasoning. It's all about the seasoning, guys. It's always all about the seasoning. Obviously, I'm not claiming to hold all the answers, but I would love to share the few that I do have through recipes and cooking and trying out new things and just sharing my love with the rest of the world. With that being said, I also want to help break that glass ceiling that I think is over South Africa when it comes to food.
So to start off with this recipe, obviously the star of the dish here are our oranges, our lovely oranges. My mom bought these oranges from CBD and they're so sweet and so delicious, straight from somebody's tree, guys. Anyway, and these are the ingredients I'll be using. I will be using this pan just because this bundt cake pan is pretty, and in order to make my cake, I'm also pairing it with a simple orange syrup that I'm making by boiling some orange slices in some sugar and some water. You'll see how I do that. It's very, very simple. And then I'll be reserving the other 2 oranges for the actual cake. So to start off with the recipe, I am adding 1 cup of brown sugar to half a cup of some cold water and let that boil. As you can see here, I'm just dissolving the sugar just to quicken the process, but you can leave it, I guess. You don't want it to stick to the bottom. You want it to mix well. When it starts to boil like this, that's when you're going to add in your orange slices. Initially I used to just add in the orange and the sugar and then just bring it up to a boil altogether, but I feel like this way it's much better because you have more control over the sugar boiling well with the water and it doesn't disturb the process. And what you want to do is turn the orange slices around just so that you get all the flavor from both sides, all the essential oils, the citric acid, just everything. And then I started squeezing some juice because I wanted an orange juice, but then I gave up because I realized I'm not that strong and it's okay. I used this little orange juicer, I don't know what to call it, and find out I was right. I looked it up. It is called a juicer. I just wasn't sure. Anyway, and then I'm adding in half a cup of brown sugar to a bowl, to which I'll be adding in my orange juice that I got from 2 oranges. And then I added in 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence as well as some melted butter, but I had to obviously melt the butter first. That is 3 tablespoons of melted butter that I'm adding in there as well. And last wet ingredient that I'll be adding in as well is some milk. I'm using peanut milk because that's what I had. You can use whatever milk you want to use. I was trying to make this dairy free just because I've been breaking out recently since I've been using dairy here and there. Yeah, it's not for me, but if it's for you, go ahead, live your life. I added in a 1/4 cup of peanut milk, just by the way. I didn't add in too much just because there was so much orange juice in there. It's not like we needed it for the liquid really. I just added it because of peer pressure. Yeah, but I do want to say that you do want to add in a milk that has a little bit more fat in it. So oat milk might not be recommended unless it's a one that has fats in it added, just because it helps to curdle with the citric acid from the orange juice and then make your batter a bit fluffier from activating and interacting with the baking powder. Next, we're moving on to our dry ingredients. So to our batter, I will be adding in 1 cup of flour. I am using a 1/3 cup scooper, so I'm adding in 3 of those. Don't be surprised, I'm not adding in 3 cups of flour. And then I'll be adding in 2 teaspoons of baking powder, as well as 1/2 teaspoon of some salt. And I just wanted to add, optionally, to make this a spiced orange bundt cake, as I called it, I am adding in some nutmeg and a little bit of crushed anise that you're going to see me add towards the end. These warm spices, I think, help it to suit the season a bit more, you know, warm spices for the winter. And just because the name is called spiced orange bundt cake, otherwise you can leave these out and it's completely optional. And before I forget to mention, I also added in 1 teaspoon of orange zest, the star anise, and 1 tablespoon of flour extra, just to make it a bit thicker. Yeah, don't worry about the flour parts, I just did that. Anyway, and then I whisked it together just to make it nice and smooth. And after whisking well for about 5 minutes, I then was able to layer my orange slices that are from the simple syrup. See, now they're going to be drenched in nice sugar, so yummy. And I added them to the bottom of my tin. Now there's a technique to add your orange slices. Just don't pile them on top of each other like that. You have to put them up against the wall of the tin, just so that you can actually see it properly, you know. And just be careful when you're putting them on there. You just want to ensure that they're spaced out a little bit and that enough of the coverage of the surface is covered, so they look nice and pretty. That's the whole point. Otherwise you can skip this step altogether, guys. These orange slices at the bottom are not necessary. I just wanted to make use of them because why not?